Welcome to Unshackled, a podcast for ambitious strivers who know that our lives and our time here are precious. We overcome the habits that bind us and boldly go after our dreams. I'm your host, Becca, and I've overcome my addictions and reinvented myself more than once, and I know how to help you do the same. If you're ready to up your game by ridding yourself of useless addictions, if you're ready to unshackle yourself, then you've come to the right place. Let's get to it. Did you know that you can completely, and I mean completely, transform yourself? Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining me. When I say transform yourself completely, I mean completely. Let me tell you what put this in my mind. I recently finished writing a book, and it's not quite finished. I sent it off to my book director. She's doing it and she's sending it back, and then I'll have another look at it, but it's getting there. But in writing this manuscript, I revisited my life, which is not something I spend a whole lot of time doing. I did revisit my life when I was doing some personal work in my early sobriety, because it's a really good idea in early sobriety to clean up the past. We just want to clean up the mess because we make things messy when we drink a lot. We really do make a mess. And we don't want to carry around with us the garbage from the past. And I mean, whether it's us cleaning up the mistakes that we've made, or if it's forgiving others, or if it's forgiving ourselves, whatever. We don't want garbage hanging around in our past that is sitting there stinking up our present. We got to go clean it up, right? We wouldn't leave garbage in our front yard, and we don't leave that there. So I went to clean up my past. That was fine. Did that and felt good about it. And then carry on with growth, new growth in the present, learning, growing, learning, growing. That's what I do for a living. That's my job. I'm okay, not for a living, but it's what I do. It's what I want to do between now and the time I take my last breath. I want to learn and grow. That's what I want to do. And, one of the reasons I want to do it, and yes, I haven't forgotten what I'm talking about. It sounds like I have, but I remember where I'm going. I'm getting back there. The reason that I'm so obsessed with learning and growing is because I spent so many years not doing neither. I just didn't learn and I didn't grow. And I started by saying, you can completely transform yourself. And the reason I know that is because I've just written my story, and I am unrecognizable from the person I used to be. So in writing my story, I revisited my 20s. When I was 18, I became an exotic dancer, also known as a stripper. And from there, I ended up in the sex trade, also known as a prostitute. I've told you this before. Throughout my 20s, it actually was a period of 13 years, from 18 to 31, I did nothing but drink, do drugs, and earn my living, if you want to call it that, through the sex trade. And if you can imagine what that was like. So, I'm talking about the streets, I'm talking about biker clubhouses, I'm talking about exactly what you think I'm talking about. And there's a lot there, a lot. And I did not write out every gory detail in my book, but some stories in there I felt were worth telling. And as I was reliving them and telling them, I realized you can literally become a completely different person. Because as I was writing that, I was like, wow, she really had a hard time, or she had this, or she had that. My point is that when I was writing this, when I was going through these memories and writing it down, it was not me. And by that, I mean not the Becca you're listening to. The things that she did, the things that she survived, the things that she experienced are inconceivable to me. if that were to walk into my life today, I wouldn't even know how to handle it. She's stronger than me in many ways. I would not know how to handle it if I were to find myself in those situations. Of course, I wouldn't put myself in that situation either. My point is, we can literally, to stay on point here, 180 degrees change ourselves. Transformation is not only possible, but so exciting. Now, I'm not saying you're such a horrible person that you need to turn around 180, but if you've got some part of you that's, kind of bugging you, been bugging you a long time, hey, you can change it. Whether you're an irritable person, or you tend to get angry, or you judge others, or you're too hard on yourself, or you have massive limiting beliefs, or whatever it is, and this includes an addiction to alcohol or drugs or food, whatever it is, you can become a completely different person. We see this all the time, and we love these stories. I mean, this is what, all books are based on this. It's what Oprah made her living doing, didn't she? Telling stories of transformation. We love hearing the rags to riches or the evil to good story. We love stories of people who overcome because we want to hope and believe that we can do it too. And guess what? You can. So as I say, I'm not suggesting that you're living in some story that needs to be transformed on such a drastic level, but we can all stand to, upgrade a little bit, growing and learning, right? Which is what I said. And so just imagine the growth and learning that you can employ to become the kind of person you really want to become. What is it about yourself that you would kind of wish, was different? Are you even able to be honest enough to see it? Can you see it? Do you have someone who helps you to see it? We need that objective second party in our lives. And no, we can't really expect this from our partners. It's really not fair. But we should have a coach or a counselor or somebody, a sponsor, who can help us to see ourselves clearly. And we have to have the humility to go, yeah, I guess kind of that is me. I am a little judgmental, gotta admit it. Or whatever it is. We see it, and then we clean it up. And then we become someone else. We become someone new. And when we do that, the world is a better place. We're happier. Everyone around us is happier. Everywhere we go, we spread more happiness. So I just wanted to remind you that wherever you're at in life, if you're feeling a little bit despondent or like, oh, here I go again, this is me. I always end up back here. What is it, the 10th or 11th or something of January? I'm not sure. And it doesn't really matter what the date is. But if you had set some goal for yourself in the beginning of the new year or at any time in your life and found yourself falling back into your old routines, that's okay. That's how this works. We take 2 steps forward, but hopefully only 1 back. 2 more forward, 1 back, and that is forward motion. If you're expecting perfection from yourself, you're going to be disappointed. As long as you never give up trying, you're moving forward. The only way we can fail is to give up. And so whatever it is that you're trying to get over or you want to change in yourself, know that you can do it. And just be patient with yourself and loving with yourself and excited for the change that is coming. And by the way, the change happens gradually, and sometimes we can't even see it. It's happening slowly, gradually in the background. And one day we wake up and go, oh, wow, look at me. I didn't, when did this happen? I feel patient. I'm not ready to rip their head off or whatever it is. Okay? So just know that it's not only possible, but totally doable. Send yourself the right messages mentally. Mental messages are so important. Have confidence and love and patience for yourself, and you can become absolutely anything you want. Anything. I know because I've seen it in my own life. And I'm still doing it, and I'm so excited. So exciting. Learning and growing, onward and upward. Thanks for listening. Sending you love. See you tomorrow. Bye. Hey, thanks for popping in. Remember, unshackling happens one day, one moment, one choice at a time. Do me a favor, subscribe, share, and shoot me some feedback. Chat soon.